Hello and welcome to a very special episode of What Do You Call It podcast. I'm your host, GB. I'm definitely not re-recording this intro. It is the first episode of 2025, and I'm very excited to have today's guest on. Before even doing the intro, previously to this one, we was just having a little laugh about the weather, what we've been up to. Outside of wrestling, it's fucking freezing at the time of recording, and just it just wants to be better. I miss the sun already. I do also miss my hair. That's something a lot of people will notice straight away. That is gone. Got bored of it. So I'm back to being bald. But bald is beautiful. But enough about me and my silly hair, or lack of it. Today's guest is a Yorkshireman who wrestles. Please welcome the Yorkshire Wildcard Ernest Boggs. Ernest, how you doing today, mate? You all good?
Hey up, man. I'm alright, mate. Thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, not bad, not bad. Can't complain. Weekends round the corner. I like to say that when I'm doing it. Just up to the weekend. I get excited. Work's actually been all right. Can't really complain. Yeah, the
Yeah.
shoot job. I do this for fun. But in general, yeah, I'm excited for the new year and see what it brings me. But I want to talk about your previous years in wrestling. I want to talk about what got you into wrestling. Essentially, rewind the clocks. But before I do that and talk wrestling with you in general, let's discuss your love. Right, you ready for this? Let's discuss your love for tea. And I can see it in your hand. Great product placement already. I didn't actually know you had
It's
that there, by
this.
the way.
This
That's
is a one of one. To be fair, like God bless him. So you've had Rossi Rascal on, and he owns
yes.
his academy and stuff. So one of the families of the academy students, they got this custom made for me for Christmas, like birthday or Christmas, might be
Mhm.
birthday. And I got it at a show, and I'm there like, I can never make like a mug as a product now because this will lose its like value to me.
I think you got to
So
do it, man. You got to bring it to the shows with you. Like the logo's wicked.
I have bought this mug to a couple shows, but there's like a tiny like chip there, and
Uh,
I don't want to take this anywhere. And this is my special like
I
Yorkshire
respect
tea.
that. I respect that. So,
It's,
I don't think I've ever spoken about tea specifically on this show, but you're a
welcome to
man who
my
loves
ends.
it. Yorkshire tea, to be specific, as you call it, brew. So tell me, Ernest, what separates Yorkshire tea? And this is a serious question, by the way. What separates Yorkshire tea from the other brands like PGT and Tetley's?
Well, what separate tastes damn sight better than rest of tastes a damn sight better than the rest of them. It's local to me. It's about 40-minute down the road. And you know what? I'll tell you this little story whilst we're on the topic. So I've been egging for a sponsorship from Yorkshire Tea
Yeah.
for a little bit, right? And I put it on some social somewhere, I don't know. But I asked them for a sponsorship because these people, like, the Xbox controller that they did as like a
Mm.
partnership. So about 20 odd people plus like added me with a picture of that controller. And I just thought, the amount of people are doing this, I'm going to ask them for a sponsorship. So I emailed them just saying, here, I'm a wrestler from Yorkshire, I'm not far from the factory.
Yeah.
Could you do a sponsorship? And I sent them a wrestling match as well. And that match involved me throwing tea bags at the audience. So unfortunately, they replied and they didn't say they didn't give me the sponsorship. But however, I do have something that I have not opened and I plan on keeping sealed.
Let's have a
They
look.
sent me a free box of Yorkshire tea.
Hey! You got something out of it, mate. Fair fucking play to you.
Hey, trust me, I'm still egging for that sponsorship. But
You know what?
this
My
is,
followers, if they can tag you, and I'll put your social media handles in the description below, after this interview. But if they can tag you, tag Yorkshire Teas and say, look, get this man as the face of your tea company. Branding,
ex-
mate. You promote the fuck out of it.
exactly, and I do it for. I need that sponsorship. Oh dear.
I love that, mate. I love that. How do you like to brew your tea? That is a very important question.
Oh, right. This isn't even wrestling anymore. This is like genuine interview questions. So, how I make me brew? Tea bag, hot water, boiling kettle. Leave it brewing for 5 minutes or more. Depends how strong you like it. And then take the tea bag out because a lot of people forget it and they're a bit odd with it. Take the tea bag out. Squeeze that tea bag though whilst you do. Then put your milk in, bit of a splash of it, and that'll do. Nice strong cup of Yorkshire.
Nice, nice. I might have to try that. I just keep the tea bag in my tea, but I don't like too much milk. People who put like a lot of milk in it make me feel sick.
Yeah,
Ugh.
nah, no.
It
The
defeats the
way,
purpose of a fucking tea.
see, it's the sugars that get me. So like one sugar, I'm fine with. Two, I
Yeah.
can forgive. Three, you're pushing it. Anything more than three,
Good
just
God, do
get a
people
can of
actually have more than
Monster.
three?
Yeah, mate.
Fuck,
I swear I know someone that has like four or five, and I'm like,
that's
you're a
mental.
freak of nature.
Oh, mate, just the thought of it, like just the taste. I can't imagine that being good.
Nah, it's too sweet. Like you've already
Everyone's
got the
different, but no.
like. Yeah, no, that's just.
He's a wrestler, by the way. This is a wrestling podcast. So we got
Yeah.
oh, mate. Yeah, no, I used to have sugar when I was younger, and then with coffee as well, I don't have sugar in it. And for me, you just taste it more, and
See,
I appreciate it more.
I did initially as well. I had like one sugar in my brews,
Mm,
but it's come. I think it was just only of last year. To be fair, I took the sugar out because I was diet. I was actually trying to diet a bit after because I did a stint up in Scotland
yeah.
to like learn more about wrestling. I stayed up with Davey Blaze actually.
Hey, friend of the show. Shout out to him.
I got Davey Blaze.
Oh,
His hates.
funny. Shout out to him. Oh my God, I just broke my own rule. I'm not even going to edit it out. So the
But
rule, I tell the guest before, like, try not to say the C word. And
nah, yeah. But so I stayed up there, but it was like he was actually helping me with my gym routine and diet.
yeah,
So it was like cutting bad things out, eating more of a good thing. So I cut out the sugars in my brews. I kept the milk in because I needed something to like lift it, but it's
yeah.
like take sugars out, decrease the sugar intake. But yeah, there's the story of why I removed a sugar from my tea.
Fair play. Shout out to Davey Blaze. He's been instrumental in terms of your how you take your tea. Fair play. I didn't expect that story. I didn't actually really
To be
know, but I
fair,
was going to be expecting in terms of talking about tea.
there's a whole bunch of like wrestlers that I'd say are definitely instrumental to like where I'm at, like
Yeah,
currently, definitely.
nice.
Uh,
There's going to be a few that
honestly,
we will touch on, but one last tea
yeah.
question, and then I'm actually going to rewind the clock, and we'll discover how you got into wrestling in the first place. But can you explain to my listeners that are in America what makes tea so special in this country?
Right. First of all, I know some Americans buy a kettle. None of your microwaves. I can accept the pot and the pan, but no, buy a kettle. It makes it better. Like there's no law behind it. You just have to. You have to,
Yeah.
and it's like it's like coffee. It's like because Americans like the coffee, I'd say.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So like, but the coffee sometimes a bit too much in strength.
Hmm.
So like Yorkshire tea, you can have it quite strong, but you can also have it like fairly weak. So
Yeah.
it's quite a diverse like caffeinated brew in how to drink it. So you can have it before you go to bed. You can have it in the morning. You can have it at your lunch. It's perfect.
You can literally have it whenever.
Yeah.
Like, that is the thing. It's
I mean, you
there
could.
no matter what time of the day.
I've not tried drinking it on the toilet, but that's an experiment for a later date.
That's a challenge for you, and I don't want to see any proof of it. That one you can keep to yourself and take to the grave. Um, so Ernest, thank you for listeners for putting up with us talking about tea. By the way, we had to do it. That's what makes this podcast very unique and separates myself from other podcasts. But anyway, let's talk wrestling. Why we're here, how I know you, and how the listeners know me as well. What
Yeah.
was your first wrestling memory?
Ooh. So my first instance of actually getting into wrestling,
Hmm.
like properly, I was about, I'd say 14, 15, something like that. And I was watching WCPW. So I always knew of like the WWE that was on YouTube and stuff, but it was
Yeah,
What Culture Pro Wrestling. So watching the likes of like Martin Kirby, Rampage Brown, and stuff, people like that. I always had a deep connection, I'd say, with British wrestling,
yeah,
definitely, because I can't remember, but I think it was when I was another time. I went with my mate to a Mega Slam show in Cologne, and that's where I got my first taste of like a live show. And it died down after a bit because, high school,
hmm
people taking the mic, saying, nah, nah, nah,
yeah, yeah. No, I had it,
go
mate. I had it. Oh, it's fake. What are you watching that for? Oh, off the attitude there, I'm showing my age a little bit. But like, oh, it's fucking fake. I'm just like, Don't care.
Yeah, but then when I got into university, I was just sitting there and I was going through because I had a second account to watch like wrestling.
Yeah.
But then I just thought, hang on, I'm 18 at this point. What am I doing? And I just started watching it more when I was 18.
Nice, nice. And as you would develop your love for professional wrestling, when was it that you knew that you wanted to become a professional wrestler? Was there a specific match, or just you kind of knew when you got back into it? Okay.
Um, that's quite a hard question. That because a lot of things that I say happen by accident, but they
Yeah.
happen for a reason. So like, I always liked and enjoyed wrestling, but I had to keep it quiet because when you're younger, people
Oh
start
yeah,
saying
yeah, no, no, definitely
it's
understand.
blah. Why are you watching that? But I'd say deep down, like without realizing, I definitely had a like real deep connection with wrestling because even when I was like way younger, like I was going through like a rewatch of some old TV shows I used to watch as a kid, and Super Mario Brothers Super Show actually, and it was an episode with Sergeant Slaughter,
Oh
and I'm like, oh my god, I
yeah,
watched wrestling way before I even knew I was watching wrestling. Incredible.
yeah, man, that's going fucking way back. That is.
Yeah, but it's like subtle things that you don't realize until like way later in your
Yeah.
life. But I'd say what got me hooked into like wanting to be a wrestler, well, it's kind of when you get the bug, really.
Hmm.
So like the way this will go into how I got into it. So friend of your channel as well, Rossi Rascal, big up.
Massive shout,
Uh,
out, massive.
um, so I was going. I was during after the whole COVID stuff. I was in university in my second year. I was a bit down, and I thought, right, I need to get some routine back in my life. Have something to like, do. And I've been an actor, so I thought, right, I'll do an acting class that's in Bolton. So I went to this acting class on this Saturday morning, and Rossi Rascal was there per chance, per
Yeah.
faith. And I heard it, and I'm like, I remember just researching all these training places when I was a kid. I'll need to ask, just out of curiosity.
Yeah, definitely.
So I went up to I went up to Ross after the class, just saying, "How'd you get into it?" And he told me about the PCW Academy, and they did white collar. And I'm like, okay, great, I might do it. And then he sent me the details and stuff like that. But I'm like, but afterwards, I'm like, I don't want to do something unless I know I'm going to enjoy it.
Hmm.
So that's when I think it was a week or two later they announced PCW announced a open day that they were doing. So like a free trial day.
Yeah.
Yeah, try it out, try a bit of training, see how you feel. Here I am, nearly 3 years later, with chronic back problems and a knackered shoulder. I'm loving it.
And a free give. Don't forget about that.
A free box of Yorkshire tea.
Yeah.
Honestly, wrestling has
The
done
second finest
ridiculous.
tea in England.
I will. There's a button right here. I will press that. And
Ah,
then
no, no, no. Can't hold me to it. I normally ask about the debut, and I will come to it because I love talking about debuts. But
Yeah.
just because we're going to be talking about Rossi Rascal anyway. Yeah, great guest. Really nice guy. So passionate for the business, and you can tell he loves it, and he is just genuinely a nice guy. I want to know what's he like to wrestle because I know you've been in the ring with him, but just as a coach as well. As I've said, you talked about the open day and that sort of thing. But as
See,
you kind of grew into the business, I just want to pick your brain, sort of how your
see,
experiences have been with him.
Ross has been more of a mentor in the
Yeah.
sense of how to deal with wrestling than a coach
Mhm.
because he's coaching his lot and I'm helping him with his coaching at Rascals. My coach is actually CJ Banks.
Yeah.
So, and CJ Banks trained him, he's trained me, he's trained Primetime Jordan Kane's a list of so many underrated but yet incredible talent. But back to the main subject. Ross, as a person, as you say, miraculous man.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't know what a day off is.
Yeah. No, I see his social
Like
media. He just literally never switches off.
yeah, like he gives back so much
Yeah.
to the community. So like the whole like Rascals Academy, his judo and all that sort of stuff. Like he is willing to help those that that want it, and he's willing to give back so much to a community. And it's just so nice and refreshing to see someone of genuine good nature helping
Mhm.
so many people out. And genuinely, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be sat here talking to you or wrestling at all because
Yeah.
by fate he introduced me to the business.
Now, shout out to him. Tell me about CJ Banks as a coach. I've never actually discussed him on this podcast.
Mm. Very incredible man.
Yeah.
Very incredible man. There are matches that I could speak about that you would be like, no way that happened.
Yeah.
So he's wrestled Pac. He's wrestled Finn Balor before he got signed, stuff like that. But as a coach, he's like an encyclopedia
Mm.
of like pro wrestling. Like I genuinely think my career trajectory went so quickly thanks to his teachings and coaching and stuff like that. Like genuinely, the man has the patience of a saint, and he would go through whatever you needed to work through until you got it perfect. And genuinely, can't fault the man. He's
Mm.
incredible, and
I
I'm so
respect
glad to
that.
have him as a coach.
Have you been in the ring with him? I know you've been in the ring with Rossi, but have you not been in the ring with By your reaction, you haven't, but you
Ah,
want to.
he's retired. No,
Have you
unfortunately,
retired?
he's only just retired.
Oh, fair
Yeah,
enough.
he
I'm aware
retired
of
in
him as a talent, but I didn't actually know he had fully retired.
No, he's only just retired last
Yeah.
year.
Ah,
Again, he had a
fuck.
retirement match against another one of my boys, Romy Kendrick.
Yeah.
And God, look, I really wish before he retired I had just that one match, and I'd have been happy.
Mate, you're a
But
wrestler. You know, never say
mm,
never.
no, I'm pretty confident. CJ's a very abdomen man. He's retired. He's
Ah,
done. He's still coaching. He's still doing seminars, but
yeah.
in competition, the boots are up.
Mate, just twist his arm. Just keep doing it. Keep doing it. Hopefully it does happen. But,
the
mate,
amount the amount of times in interviews I've said that's the one match I want. It's a
yeah.
match I want, and that will probably never happen. I'm fuming.
We're going to come back to this in a few years. And when it does, like, we're just going to clip this bit. Um,
Mm.
Ernest, tell me about your official in-ring debut. I love hearing people's debuts, the official debut. Did you have a crowd there? Was it a Royal Rumble? Battle Royal,
Um,
actually. But, was it singles, tag team? Tell me about it, going into it, and your thoughts and other people's
so
reviews.
my official debut, it's a corker. You'll like this. So it was a six-man tag, and it was a flag. It was at the Preston Flag Market, so big crowd, like
Yeah.
a fair-sized crowd, and you had me, a lad I trained with, Barry Matthews, and Big Steve Braddock against the Duckleys and Kramer Adams
Hmm.
on this match, and oh god, I just remember I was wearing Green Lantern tights.
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, oh god, indeed.
What, the actual, like, logo was on these tights?
No, no,
Oh,
no,
the
but
colour.
like sort of like from the movie.
Oh,
So like
fucking hell.
like the screen, the prints that they do with
Oh,
like
God, yeah, yeah,
where the
yeah, yeah,
boots
yeah,
would
yeah.
be.
Oh,
Yeah, I had them. I
all
had a
films to pick, mate,
bandana.
by the way.
What?
Of all films you can pick, by the way.
In it. Like I look back now, I'm like, out of all the things, I picked the worst gear to wear with the worst movie connotation. Jesus Christ.
Wow.
But back to the match. The match went well. Me, Barry, and Big Steve were over. And at the end of that match, you know the dance to "Take on Me." So the whole like that.
Yeah.
So at the end, Big Steve started doing it. Barry started doing it, and then I started doing it. And we are just doing that, and that was the pre-show just to get them all. I'm like, dear God, what is wrestling? But yeah, that was my official debut, and it was hilarious.
What do you so? I know you said it's hilarious, but like when you went backstage, what did people say to you after it? Like, oh, it was great there, confidence, they had fun, you're enjoying it,
It
or
was. I can't. Again, it's been that long. I say long, it's 3 years ago, but I can't really remember. But I think I remember afterwards because from a DDT. I proper bumped my head bad.
bloody hell.
Like no, just like I've no issues with him. He's a nice guy, and I just went back and went, brother, if you're gonna do that, hit like at least warn me. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
Don't. But we all had a laugh about it. Just say it was a good match, and
yeah,
Hellfire. I'm really chuffed that I had my debut, and just saying congratulations on your first ever match, stuff like that. So
nice.
you
No,
standard
you
stuff.
got to laugh and you got to do the dance to take.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
No,
Is there any footage of this, by the way? Like any clips or?
no footage. There was pictures of the match and the before and after. There is no footage of the Take On Me dance, which
Ah,
I am both annoyed by because I really want to watch it back, but I'm also happy it doesn't exist.
I'm not. I'm fuming, mate. I want to see it. I was gonna literally, as we are discussing it, I was gonna play it over it, but
No, I mean I can
it
get you
robbed
the
me.
picture of I can get you the picture of like the
That'll do.
match
That'll do.
itself. Like I have that, but
A
apart
Green
from that,
Lantern outfit. I've got to see it, mate. I've got to see it.
mate, I wore that for like I wore it for like a good 6 months until I got my first pair of custom gear.
Yeah. Nice.
But that was when Yorkshire was born.
No, no, fair play. Tell me about the Yorkshire Wildcard Ernest Boggs.
In what regards, like the
If you
gear,
was
the
going for a job
character.
interview and you had to
Oh,
describe yourself, so I'm
I
your
like.
employer
Oh God.
and you could be my employee. Describe
Okay.
it to me.
So
Tell
you
me this,
know,
man.
all right. So Ernest Boggs, he's a gritty Yorkshireman, obviously from God's great county of Yorkshire. He fights for the pride of himself, the pride of his family, and for the pride of his county and all. And he'll fight for either his pride and for his people's pride, or he'll batter you because you don't understand his like reasons behind why he does what he does.
Hmm.
Uh, very
No, fair enough,
simple
fair enough.
to the point.
You're hired.
Brilliant. Yes.
As long as you bring in Yorkshire tea, I'm happy,
Put
mate.
down. I'll put down that P45. I'm up for it.
Nice, mate. Nice. Well, sir, I hope you don't actually lose your job over this. But no,
No, no, no.
um, tell me what was it like wrestling? Well, wrestling for still PCW. I mean, they had such a history attached to them.
Mm.
During like that wrestling boom period in terms of the UK scene, they were bringing all these big names in, and they still have such
Mm.
a big following.
Oh yeah. Wrestling for PCW, I will say, is I'm very blessed
Hmm.
with them giving me the facility to train in and allowing me to perform when I was ready on their stage and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Um, I'd say performing for them, it's venue to venue. It's really like sometimes it's struck. So
Mm.
like being able to share locker rooms with such names, like it's incredible. Like the knowledge you can take from all these people to listen to their stories and like figure out what you can do with that story or that information or what their advice to you could be. It's incredible. Like I'd say probably the biggest match I've had at PCW was against wrestling legend James Mason.
Yeah.
So like being able to wrestle him after just 2 years, it was incredible. I didn't expect it,
Hmm.
but I was happy with it.
Yeah, he's a proper vet. He's been around for years, but like he's
Oh
still active. But he's still, people still really like watching him wrestle. You could pick his brain. Like he's probably forgot more about wrestling than most will know about it.
yeah. So like genuinely, the man, such an incredible guy,
Mm.
like incredible work wrestler, and I was honored to share the ring with him in PCW.
I remember like with PCW, my first introduction as a fan. I think it was the Chris Travis against Chris Masters.
God rest his soul. Yeah.
Oh mate, it was that's heartbreaking that story. I mean, if the viewers aren't aware, just if you
Yeah.
look him up, it's a sad story, but he's well remembered still in the UK
Genuinely,
wrestling scene.
like if
Um,
he would have been probably he'd have been signed to WWE.
yeah,
Genuinely, if he was
well,
still
he was
around.
getting
Like,
signed, or at least to TNA. I think it's called Boot Camp. And
oh yeah,
he had a tryout. I think it was like 2014, 15, but unfortunately, he became ill. And
yeah,
he wrestled, I think, York Hall. Can't remember his opponent, but he was on there. The judge gave him thumbs up, but then
yeah,
they had to
yeah.
replace him.
See, I wasn't about wrestling during that time,
Yeah,
so like, I obviously hear the story now, and it's like God bless that him, and
yeah,
God bless Lionheart. So like hearing those stories of two such incredible workers being taken from us so soon,
yeah.
it's sad, but we wrestle in honor of them in matches, and
Mm.
genuinely we learn from their work.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. They won't be forgotten. Their content will live forever on, through digital media
Absolutely.
and just fans talking about it and you guys reminiscing backstage and when you're all together. But oh my God, it's taken a bit of a turn. We had a bit of a laugh and but that's that's made this interview quite fun. It's
That's it.
been it's been good. Different range of emotions, but it's Yeah, we're having an open and honest conversation. I'm going to ask you a fun question. Three
Okay.
dream dinner guests for
Three
your
dream.
dream party. It could be fiction, non-fiction. Up to you, mate. You're the host, past or present. Doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be about wrestling either. If you want to make it about wrestling, up to you. But I want a quick reason as to why you want them there. Go for it. Give me number one.
Oh, oh God. Three dream dinner guests. Uh, oh God. Now you're asking. Steve Austin
Yep.
because beers would be on the house. And great guy. Like probably loads of history behind him. Jennifer Lawrence, because why not? Uh,
Fair enough. I mean, yeah. But
and
like said Jennifer Lawrence. Yeah. Fair enough.
and Harrison Ford as Indiana
That's a
Jones.
fucking great one. And you actually just answered what my follow-up was going to be. What character would you pick? Indiana Jones.
Oh, absolutely! I blooming love Indiana Jones. I put
Hey, that's a great answer.
no, I'll tell you something funny. So recently, I've been on a proper nostalgia run with like TV shows and games,
Yeah.
and one of the games was Lego Indiana Jones: The Original Adventures.
Man, I bet
And
you had so much fun in it though.
oh mate, I did. I completed the whole game to the at 2:50, and I was at 2:50 in the morning.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm so proud of this, but I don't know who to tell. So I messaged a few people knowing they'd be asleep. But then I put some out on like X Twitter.
Yeah.
I added the Lego group saying, I my inner child is complete. I've completed your game. Are you proud of me? And they replied saying that they were proud of me. So I'm made up.
I'm proud of you, mate. I am fucking proud of you. Just for that, you get another box of tea from your
Yes!
You
Yes! Yes!
had any teachers that said you can't do it? F them.
No, I think they all said I couldn't do maths.
Ah, right. Luckily, we've not had to add up anything in this conversation for the last 30, 40 minutes, so we've done well. Tell me, what is next for the Yorkshire Wildcard Ernest Boggs? What you got lined up? Anyone you want to call up, by the way? The opportunity is yours.
Oh,
I know
okay.
we mentioned
So,
CJ Banks, but unfortunately, never say never.
unfortunately,
But it won't be happening anytime soon.
yeah.
But this year, who have you got your eye on that you think, okay, I'm gonna
So,
bump into them?
so come this Saturday, I'm actually gonna make my True Grit Wrestling debut
Nice. I saw that
in
advertised.
Hull.
Yep.
So buzzing for that. But a man I want to wrestle, that man, Joey Hayes.
Fair.
I want Joey Hayes this year. I don't care where, I don't care when. Joey Hayes, that man versus the Yorkshire Wildcard, Ernest Boggs. Set it up. Anyone, anytime, any place.
Why Joey Hayes in particular?
CJ said himself he is the benchmark of British wrestling. So
Yeah.
like he is such a nice lad. He's such an incredible person. And seeing him in the ring, it's like I want a piece of that wrestling magic and I want a match with him.
Nice, nice. I hope you two can create that magic. And then if there's a promoter out there or just anyone that wants to book it, fucking do it.
Do it, please.
Anything else you want to say or shout out or any upcoming shows? No mentioned True Grit show, but anything else, mate, you want to promote? Because we're now at the end of this interview.
Let me know. So I've obviously my socials, they're all there. Hello, Ernest Boggs, Facebook, Instagram, X, you name it, I've got it. But shout out to the Rascals Academy,
Mhm.
incredible place to learn from. Big up CJ Banks, such an incredible coach and an incredible wrestling career. And Davey Blaze, I want a match with you.
Hey, he's like, so underrated, Dave Blaze.
Mate, he's a machine. Like being able to pick his brain when I was up there for 2 weeks, I was like the whole thing with that. I was willing to quit my job to go and learn from the Scottish boys
Mm.
and stay at Blazes. And genuinely, he's a machine. He's got such a unique mind for wrestling,
Mm.
and it's genuinely been a part of what's made me a better wrestler.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
he's
want
sound.
to show, and I want to show him that I have learned from that, and I want to match with him just to prove that.
Yeah, no, I think that'd be wicked, mate. What's your t-shirt say, by the way? I can't see your t-shirt.
Oh, this is from Girders, Iron Girders Gym, from for BT Gun and Wolfgang.
Hey, I
They
didn't
got
actually know what it said. I was like, is that another T slogan or?
Nah, I mean my actual merchandise T-shirt is literally a rip-off of the
Was
Yorkshire
that
Tea
pun
logo.
intended, by the way? Was that intended? Your T?
No, no, it's not. It's just
Ah,
genuinely a rip-off of the Yorkshire Tea logo.
no, no. What I mean is t-shirt.
No, it was not intentional, but I have now sit back and realised I am now the oldest young man on the planet, becoming with multiple dad jokes. It's great.
What a way to end this, mate. God, I feel old. Wicked. Well, you just basically called me fucking old, but thanks, mate.
Hey,
Um,
hey. Listen, I'm the youngest old man. I got that when I was backstage at a BTW show. Philip Michaels comes up to me saying, "You're right." He's like, "Yeah, my back's hurting." He goes, "You are the youngest old man I know." I'm like, oh, "Thanks, mate."
Get that in a t-shirt as well, mate. But hopefully, when we next chat, you'll have loads of mugs made for the fans that will come see you and queue up for pictures and autographs and merchandise. But that's mugs in particular. That'd be great for fans to take home. But thank you for coming home, Ernest. It's been a brilliant, brilliant chat.
Absolutely.
Yes, so if you can like this video, subscribe to this channel, give me a follow on my social media handles, they'll be in the description below, along with my guests. Follow him, see what's got lined up for the rest of the year. He's got big things that are going to be happening for him as well in the British scene, and maybe he'll, make himself known elsewhere in other countries. But if you can also stay happy, stay safe, because it's very cold outside. I'm just being nice now. But for now, everyone, take care. And Ernest wants to say one last
You
word.
can, you can have a cuppa and sit on it. Civvy Bill.
Hey, take care, everyone. Peace.